Welcome to a little bit of an overcast and gloomy Las Vegas. Today is the Saturday the 7th of January, and today we're going to be driving from Vegas back to LA, but we're not just going to be doing the freeway drive. We're going to be taking it easy. We've got a whole heap of stops that we want to take. Done a bit of research on these little stops along the way. Some of them look a bit tacky, but it's all part of the journey, I suppose. So yeah, come with us and we'll see what we get up to over the next 6 or so hours. Our first stop on the way to LA from Vegas is this place. It's called 7 Magic Mountains, and it is around about 20 k's from the outskirts of Vegas, and it runs alongside the freeway. It's not actually on the freeway, so you can't just get off. So from Vegas, you stay on south, I think it's South Las Vegas Boulevard, and you just keep on coming up, and then it will end up getting back onto the freeway. This opened up as a roadside attraction in 2016. Was only meant to be a short-term thing, but has become very, very popular with tourists. So I don't think they really have a closing date on it, especially with how popular it's been. So you can just see it's just painted concrete. Our next stop is Terrible's Roadhouse, which apparently is the largest Chevron service station in the world. I don't know how many countries Chevron are in, but I suppose America's a pretty big place. 96 pumps. 96 pumps of fuel they have, and inside's apparently pretty cool as well, so let's go inside. And here we are inside, and yeah, what was that? What'd you say?
So big.
So big. Krispy Kreme donuts. This is called the Candy Village. This isn't what you would expect to see in a service station. And like us, if you have forgotten or haven't had the chance to get yourself a photo underneath the Vegas sign, you can always do it here. Our next stop is about an hour and a half out of Vegas, and it is in Baker, and we're at the Alien Fresh Jerky. So Baker is a really, really small town, but there's a few kind of very random roadside attractions, kind of like this. Just across the road, there is apparently the world's largest thermometer. Yeah, quite random. So let's go inside. A couple of very random things out the front as well. So Baker is apparently the closest town to Area 51. So some of the roadside attractions take in that kind of theme.
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, all right. Watch out. We got cars coming. We got cars.
Our next stop, I mentioned it just before, is also in Baker. It is the world's largest thermometer. Wow. 51 degrees Fahrenheit at the moment. Don't know what that is in Celsius, but I'll have a look. Suppose there's also a gift shop here. We've already been to a gift shop down at the Alien Jerky, so we won't stop again. But just another roadside attraction. Our lunch stop is in a place called Yermo in California, right near Barstow. It is the Peggy Sue's 50s Diner. This has always been a stop that we've wanted to do. Lots of little random bits of tack. And we have just finished lunch. What do we think? Oh, look, it's a pretty cool place in there. You know, the decor's a little bit tacky and what you'd kind of expect from a kind of a roadside diner. The food, yeah, you come for the experience, not the food. Our next stop, I think, is Calico. Our next stop is Calico Ghost Town, which is about 5 minutes from Peggy Sue's Diner down on the freeway. If I could compare this to something else, maybe at home, it would be a really cheap version of Sovereign Hill. Maybe a little bit harsh to say a really cheap version, but just not quite as good as Sovereign Hill. There's a restaurant just here. It smells like it's open. It was restored by Walter Knott in 1950.
Look how much money that is.
But the town was founded in 1881.
Look how much money.
And about to go on the mine train. An extra $5 cost. $3 for an adult. $3 for a child, sorry.
How long is this?
I don't know.
Go train time on see that.
Oh.
Get around here. The rock is so hard and we didn't have any water to use for mining, so we had to hack and blast away the rock.
During the boom years, Calico's 10 square mile mining district boosted a population of nearly 2,000, with almost 1,000 actually living in the town side of Calico. After the mining ended, Calico really was a go.
And Calico's silver rush was on. Miners came from all over, including well-known towns such as Virginia City, Bodie.
So this is a cool little add-on.
Closer a railroad could be
Only an extra $5 onto your $8 ticket. $3 for a kid.
Was where some of the miners lived. There is still one surviving wall out there. It's outlined in white. Beyond the mountain to the northeast was which caused the steel ball to drag over and crush the ore before it was taken to a processing mill. Of course, by the 1880s, this method was kind of old-fashioned, but it was still a respectable way of making sure every bit of silver was straight up.
Okay, we're about to do the mine tour, the silver mine tour here at Calico.
Oh, you want to know what we dream of? Well, it was silver. Here in Calico, we have silver fever. Silver was discovered here in 1881. And in the 15 years that followed, over $86 million in high-grade ore was taken from the
Okay, we've just entered the self-guided silver mine tour.
I think we went one of these before.
Shoot 2, stand clear of walls.
Here at the deepest portion of Dead Man's Drift, you can see early miners hard at work.
And that was the end of the self-guided silver mine tour. Okay, we've been here for about an hour, and yeah, we're going to head off now. Would I recommend it? It's a cool little stop. It's $8 for an adult to get in, so it's not expensive. A couple little add-ons. You can do gold panning, you can do the train ride, you can do the mine tour. All of them are between $4 and $5 each for an adult, so it's up to you what you want to do. There's a couple of little restaurants here, there's some gift shops, there's a couple of other little things you can do. So you could be here for an hour, you could be here for 3 hours, but it's a cool little stop off the freeway. One of our last stops, because it's around about 4:30 and it's winter, so it's starting to get dark, as you can probably see. But anyway, our next stop is between Barstow and Victorville here on Route 66. I personally came here 10 years ago. We are at the Bottle Tree Ranch. This is a stop that many celebrities have brought their TV shows along to, including Cal Pilkington from An Idiot Abroad. Billy Connolly brought his tour of Route 66 here. So we're about to go. We're about to go in. Now, I didn't think we were going to get the chance to, because my understanding was the old owner who actually created the Bottle Tree Ranch, Elmer, he passed away a few years ago. So the gates for a long time were bolted up, but the gate's open, so we're going to go in and have a look. So this is just pretty enormous, with old bottles, you know, made into trees. Years ago, I did Route 66 from Gallup to LA, and we did a lot of stops along the way, and we found that in Arizona there was just so much had been made of the Route 66 thing, if you know what I mean. But California hadn't done much. This was one of the only stops, really, the only things to really see along Route 66. In California, so it's good to see that this is still going. Okay, we have just arrived at our accommodation. We've been on and off driving for around about 10 hours today. So we left Vegas at around about 9:30 in the morning. We've just got up, it's 7:45 at night. But it didn't seem like that, because we stopped a lot, stopped for an hour and a half for lunch. We stopped at the Calico Ghost Mine. It was a really, really good day. We really, really enjoyed it. And yeah, I hope you you've got kind of an idea of little stops that you can do on the way back from Vegas to LA. Because of the fact that it was just getting too late, there was a couple of other stops we wanted to do that we weren't able to do. I personally wanted to stop at the first ever McDonald's in San Bernardino, that the McDonald's brothers first opened before Ray Kroc came on the scene. Apparently it's a museum full of tack, but it would have been really cool to have just been on the site. That would have been really good. And then there was a Route 66 museum in Victorville that we wanted to stop at, but you know, by the time we got there it would have been after 5 o'clock, so it was just too late. But yeah, we really enjoyed our day. Hope you have as well, and we'll see you tomorrow.